everyone, it's Cheryl from Teaching 2 and 3-year-olds. I've had quite a few readers ask me how I set up our writing center in our classroom. Now, I have written about this and I will put a link to that post in the description where I show you all of my favorite products that I use in our writing center. But I thought I'd also show you right here some of the things and how I like to set it up. First of all, our writing center is in our reading area. So this is considered like our quiet little spot. And I like to change out what we put here depending on what I've seen the children interested in and what skills I might want to be building that week. So I always have this little file, this container here that I can store some of our color sheets and some blank pieces of paper. I think it's really important to always have blank sheets of paper in there so that they can do their own work as well. And I keep that right here on the table. And then I like to use different materials, which I will share. One of my favorite crayons, they're called flip crayons, and they're from Handwriting Without Tears. And I like these because of their size, and that's precisely why Handwriting Without Tears or Learning Without Tears, why they chose this size. It's small, so it keeps the children from fisting, so they have to hold it like this. So this is starting to get their hand in the right position for holding writing tools. I like these, and they also have a different color on either end. So these are some favorite crayons I like to use. I also like to use golf pencils. I don't have any examples here right now, but you can buy them on Amazon, and for the same reason I like them, because they're short, so it keeps the children from fisting. I also love these finger crayons for our 2-year-olds, and they love them too, because they stick them on their fingers and then they can just write and draw with them. And you know what else they like to do? They also like to stack them. And it's a great little fine motor activity, and they also might be looking at the different colors, and they also might want to put one in every single finger just because they can. Another thing that we like to use are markers. Now, I prefer using the shorter markers. These are pipsqueaks. Sometimes though we will have the longer ones as well, but I do like the shorter ones because, again, I'm trying to keep them from fisting the marker. So pipsqueaks, and of course I like to use the washable for obvious reasons. I also love to use do-a-dot markers. We use these a lot at our art table, we use these at our easel, and we can even set it up so that we can use it at our writing table. And then if you're working, once you've introduced how to use the scissors and they are now independently cutting, we can keep some scissors over at the writing table. When I feel confident that they're understanding how to use the scissors independently and cutting only the paper. Glue sticks are another favorite. If they're using their scissors and cutting small pieces, they might want to use a glue stick and glue onto a bigger piece of paper and put their little pieces on top. I love stencils. Stencils are great, and I don't know where these came from. Every single time I show this stencil, everyone wants to know. And I have looked and looked. You don't have to have this kind of stencil though. Any kind of stencil, plastic stencil on Amazon. They love using it, and they're really following along as they're using their stencil. But what I like is when they take the stencil away and then they color what they've drawn. Little lap chalkboards are nice, this size, because you can put several at a table, gives them some chalk and a little eraser or a piece of wet paper towel so they can wipe it off. I also love to use this type of Magna-Doodle type magic boards because they can just erase. I also love using these dry erase lap boards. As you can see, someone had fun with this. You just use dry erase crayons or markers, and then afterwards you can just wipe it off. And then I also like to use rubbing plates, and there's special crayons you can purchase that don't have the paper on the sides, so then they can just rub it, or you can take your crayons and peel the paper off, whatever you want to do. But I like to have different things here. There's even way more than this that you can have. There's stickers, and you know, we have done, you can either use They can have their own little sheets of paper. Another fun thing, especially at the beginning of the year, I like to just cover the entire one sheet of paper, because they're learning how to use the pieces, and rather than just going like this on every single individual sheet, they're just doing it on the one sheet that's on the table. But there's so many different ways that you can use your writing center. And the goal is to have a variety of different writing tools. They don't all have to be out at the same time. In fact, please do not do that, because that's overwhelming for them. But just one or two different writing tools is fine. And then having, of course, something that they can write on. And then you can also display the alphabet. You can have show colors. Sometimes I like to have little alphabet books that are also here that they can look at. I write about all of this in my post, that the link is in the description, showing you how we have used our writing center. How have you used your writing center? Let me know in the comments. Share some of your children's favorite materials to use at your writing table. Thanks for watching.